Hi there, I'm Nicole, and I go by Nikki Nada. I just was going to make a short video because I was thinking about this new term called trans. It's not a new term. I apologize for that. This transracial thing that has been gaining more attention and being compared to being transgender. Um, that's just crazy. So, what I was going to talk about was Rachel Dolezal, who was the former president of the NAACP, who identifies as transgender. She also says that she's triply stigmatized because she's because being transracial, she says, is not identified. It's just crazy. All right, this transracial thing is a word, but this lady feels that she is triply stigmatized because transracial isn't identified the way she wants to. She says she's stigmatized for being Black, and she's stigmatized for being transracial. This transgender thing, being transracial, by saying that it's comparable to being transgender, is taken away from the transgender experience or gender dysphoria. And I think that is really crazy. Hi you guys, for those of you watching in the cloud, stuff like that. I didn't really announce going live because I'm turning these videos into, these live streams into videos, but this was something on my mind. I wanted to talk about it. I don't want to just, Rachel Dolezal, it was like 2015, that's when she was outed. Her parents talked about her white experience. Her parents are both white, but we're seeing this stuff on social media where you see people darkening their skin and then trying to compare it to things like wearing weave or hair extensions, stuff like that. And it's not the same because, hi Danny Lock, how are you doing? I will be checking you guys out if you're still live later. Good seeing you. So that's my thought on that, but let me go into that. So this transgender experience is nothing comparable to what transracialism is. Transracialism, the word transracial really is a thing. There's transracial adoptions, and there's there's like this experience of being a different race, growing up in different households. Hi King, how are you? Good seeing you. So the transracial thing isn't the way Rachel Dolezal is trying to make the definition. Let me read this, all right? This is from The Guardian, I think. All right. Being transracial is hardly. Wait, let me give you guys. Okay, it's from The Guardian. All right, that's why I got the source, so you guys know. Being transracial is hardly similar to feeling Black. It's not like gender dysphoria either. The politics of race and gender are not interchangeable in this context. Unlike many Black Americans, Rachel's family background does not carry the trauma of slavery and institutionalized racism. Unlike people who really are transracial, I told you guys it was a word. It is a word, sorry. Rachel has not been physically torn between two cultures and denied intimate knowledge of her birth culture. Unlike people who are Black and transracial adoptees, Rachel has not had to deal with both of these life-affecting experiences at the same time. So that's what transracial is. Like, say you're white, growing up in a Black household, you're Black growing up in a white household, due to things due to adoption. Those are like transracial adoptions. Those are the transracial experiences. And this lady, Rachel Dolezal, who's benefited from academic scholarships and things like that, complained about not being able to use scholarships and things like that because of her race. But I think that it's and I'm not a pro-Black channel at all, just so you guys know, but I don't like stupid things. So I think that is ridiculous. It minimizes the Black experiences and it minimizes the transgender experiences, and I think it's a mockery of it, and the fact that it's gaining more steam is just really disgusting. I just wish that people can be who they are. If you're white, be white. If you're Black, you're Black. If you're Hispanic, be Hispanic. there's one thing to take on another person's aesthetic. Um, say a white person were that's touchy. Forget I was gonna say that. Let's say a person did. Let's say a black person straightened their hair or whatever. A person changing their appearance for aesthetic reasons is not the same as somebody claiming to be a different race. People talk about Michael Jackson lightening his skin. That's not the same. Michael Jackson could never be identified as white. So for white people to now try to take on the black experience or claim to be, I haven't really seen this with white men. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I mostly see this with white women. See it in music videos, see it on TikTok and Instagram a lot. It's really insulting. I try to stay away from the black conversation just because sometimes people try to tell me things about my Hispanic background. I'm not That's a different conversation for a different day. But people like Rachel Dolezal, who's going around doing all these speeches and writing books about because she wants to identify as black. I think that's insulting to the white culture and the black culture, honestly. Um, why can't things just be normal? I would say the same thing to people mocking, say, the transgender experience. I would say the same thing for, I don't think any black person could identify as white, and I don't think that society would accept that. So for this woman to come on and try to say, hey, I'm a black woman because I feel black, you can feel whatever you want, but you shouldn't be able to insult another group. Unfortunately, people entertain this kind of stuff. And hi, King, good seeing you. Unfortunately, people entertain this kind of stuff. And I think it's sickening. All right. Let me show you something. Okay, Rachel Dolezal wants to say that race is a lie. I think that's dangerous because race isn't a lie. The United States considers black and white a class. All right. It's easy for a white woman to say that race is a lie. I don't like the term white privilege, but I didn't write the dictionary. It's a term, right? The privilege is just such a touchy word, you guys. But I think that the best way for me to explain white privilege is just that people look and identify with you. Right, King? I'm going to try to make that try to do that too. You don't have to worry about people not liking you for the color of your skin. It's not that you did anything wrong or that you should feel guilt if you happen to be one of my Caucasian friends. It's just that you don't have to worry about going to court and people not looking like you or being the only one in the room. It's more of like not having to be aware of somebody that may be Hispanic, Asian, or a different race besides white. So it's not anything that a white person has done, but the privilege is just not having to worry about stuff that other races have to go through. All right, you guys, I'm curious to know what you think. I'm about to jump over to my other channel, but this thing about Rachel Dolezal is just bugging me because this word transracial is gaining more steam. Oh, again, I told you that it's actually a word, but it's not a word like she wants it to be. Hang on, I want to make sure. So I'm going to make an actual video about this woman, but let me tell you guys something. So transracialism is transracial across or crossing boundaries. So that's the word. That's what it means. I don't like people being mocked, and I don't like how light everything is. It seems like no matter what people do, no matter what people want to be real, like there was this thing with 63 genders. Sorry, you guys. I just don't really buy it because there's all these things. We were 63. I'm not saying there's not people that don't have gender identity disorder, gender dysphoria. But whenever we hear about statistics, knowing people talk about a man and a woman. Nobody mentions the other 61 genders. So, do we only have 63 genders when it's convenient, or do we really have 63 genders? Just things to think about. See you guys later. I'm going to hop over to the Misunderstood channel, but those are my thoughts. See you guys.